I've got a box. It's my box, not your box. It's my box. Is it your box, Chloe?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say no.
No.
In my box I've got, I don't know, actually. Could be anything. So I'm going to open it. We'll find out what's in it. I hope there's no polystyrene in this like the last one, because that just took months to get rid of. I was picking it up everywhere. Out of my toes and everywhere. Well, that makes a nice refreshing change. There is no foam to be seen. Polystyrene, that was it. Oh, what's that for? Wow, it's a sprung seat, look. Excellent. That's how it comes in the box. Well, it's not in the box because the box is over there. It's out of the box. If it was in the box, it wouldn't be visible. It's out of the box. When these people contacted me, there's no contract, there's no limitation on what I can say, what I can't say. If there's anything bad about this, I will say it, like I did with the last one. Although that didn't seem to make any difference at all. On my other one, when you want to lock it into place in the folded position, if you put the seat downwards, it wouldn't lock in place. So what I had to do is reverse the seat and turn it backwards so as it folds that way, and that's the way that it is at the moment. This one, you push that forward and there's a lever underneath the saddle which allows you to do that. So that will be in the lock position, obviously. Yeah, you push that down, lock it into position there, you push that and the whole thing goes down into position and it's locked in place with the saddle in situ rather than having to remove it, or you know, that I like that. Good idea. The load platform itself is a lot smaller than the other ones. You can see it. My hands are only 6 foot wide, so you can see that's about 3 foot wide. The other one, the platform is here and the saddle is actually, the saddle post goes about here, which makes it a bit inconvenient because you are too far forward. Now I don't know if this is going to make any difference. I don't know if the deck's any shorter. If the deck's the same length and they've put this back here, it's going to make it more comfortable for riding. Now the saddle is actually removable. You can buy it without the saddle or with the saddle. I had to have it with the saddle. There's your kickstand or side stand, whatever you want to call it. It's got indicators. I've got no plans on modifying it or doing anything to it. I'm going to keep it as standard for the time being. The headlight is quite bright. I don't know what the spec is, but I'll put it at the bottom of the screen now, which you can turn on or off. If you want it on, you press the button to make it go on. If you don't want it on, you turn it off, like that. Simple. Moving up to the handlebars. The handlebars are actually foldable, so make it even smaller still. You pull this thing here. Can I do this with one hand? Oh, look at that. And then you fold that down flat like that and you do it to the other side, and those things are well out of the way. It's got these lovely grips. These are so soft. The controller screen is just your average, I can't remember the name of them, with all the P settings on. So you can take the speed limiter off because it's got a 15.5 mile an hour speed limiter when you get it, I presume anyway. So you can just go into here and you can just change all your P settings to change it to from kilometres an hour to miles an hour. The brake levers are solid aluminium and they do feel quite ample, to be honest. You've got an indicator thing here, because yes, it has got indicators. A horn. That'll go with my Barbie t-shirt. The rear light, which is also a bright light, which is good. If you turn the light off, yes, the brake light still comes on, and obviously the indicators still work. The brakes on my other one, it's got a drum brake on the front and it's got a disc brake on the back, and I don't like that. I like disc brake front and rear because you get the same feeling throughout. Although on the other one the brakes are adequate. It also comes with this pretty sturdy holder, whatever you want to call it, which goes on the front, literally Velcro straps. 54.6 volts 2 amp charger. It comes with a figure of 8 power lead and also a toolkit. Wow, in the toolkit you actually get some grip Allen keys, something that you can actually get some purchase on. I like that. And a random spanner. You also get a manual I'm going to go through the manual now. It says here to wear protective clothing such as knee pads and elbow pads or gloves. So all you need to do, if you haven't got knee pads and elbow pads, you just need to set a pair of gloves, because obviously they supply just as much protection. Never use the product to get off elevators or stairs. Many a time I've been going down to an elevator or a set of stairs and I've seen a scooter at the top and I've thought, I know, I'll use this to get off. Do not jump with the product on. I didn't know I've got to wear it. I especially like it because it's got a doorbell. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to charge it up. Then I've got to go through every single nut and bolt, and I'll let you know if any of them are loose or just needed tightening a bit. I've got to go through every nut and bolt to make sure everything is perfectly safe to use, and then I can go out for a test ride. Just to test the free movement, because I'm always concerned about binding suspension. The freer the suspension is, obviously the better the ride. So I've taken the suspension, the springs off, just to test it. It's perfectly free. So I can put them back on. That's that box checked. Well, I'm going to have to be brutally honest about something. I've had to add 3 washers there, and also the same on the other side. The reason being is, when you tighten this up, that naturally sits there, and what they were doing was clamping that down, and it was pulling this out of alignment, so it was limiting the actual travel. But now it's completely free, so that's one thing to bear in mind. And also the bush that goes in the middle is supposed to be free, and it isn't. So this is literally the only place, and on the other side, this is the only place that I could find any fault with. All the nuts and the bolts and absolutely everything is all done up. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic day on planet Earth. It might look a bit dark because it still is. Well, no, it isn't. We just had some terrible weather over the past few days. Middle of summer, hasn't stopped raining as per usual. As you can see, the headlight on this is quite good. I'm not modifying this one. I'm not doing anything to it apart from here comes the list. I've got to take the electronics panel off the bottom to make sure that all the wiring's correct and it's all the right length, which I can guarantee it isn't. Anyway, I like this thing. I'm trying to get used to it. I've been out on it a couple of times now. It's not the same as the other one. I'm not going to start name dropping on this. It's not the same as the other one, purely because the seat's further back, so it's a better seating position. I'll have to show you in a bit. I can actually sit completely upright. I've got perfect reach as well, so I haven't got the handlebars toward me. These are in perfect upright sitting position. Right, suspension. The suspension seems the same as my other one when I first had it, which was, you know, it's perfect. It doesn't cause me any extra pain. Let's have a better look. We'll get the GoPro out. So, as you can see, the first thing, it's got a front headlight which can be switched on and off with this lever switch thing there. It's also got indicators, but I don't know how they stack up against legality if there was ever a test to come in. I'm going to have to get a seat the same as my other one because that one is just extremely comfortable. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything I can actually fault on it. It's comfortable. It doesn't cause me any pain. Obviously it will after a couple of hours because that's just the way that I bloody suffer. You switch it on and off by holding the button. Simple as that. It's also got an auto power off where it will be power down after a certain amount of time that you can set. Thumb throttle. I'm going to shorten these because I'm a very short person. Some may say I'm a short arse, but my arse isn't short, my legs are. This is a bad idea. How deep's that? Oh my god, that's deep. Oh, that was deep. So it's got 3 speed settings. Speed number 1 is about 5 miles an hour, speed number 2 is about 10 miles an hour, and speed number 3 is 15 miles an hour. If you de-restrict it, I haven't got a clue. Apparently it will do up to 30 miles an hour. This is my new mobility scooter, you know, the one that I'm not going to modify. I need to soften the tyres I think the tyres are at about 300 psi by the feels of it. Yeah, well, all the bumps I can feel are all through the handlebars. There's none on the back. There's none where I'm actually sitting. The seat, it's actually a sprung seat, and also it's a sprung stem, or whatever you call it, the seat mounting stem. So you've got double springs there. You've also got your rear suspension on the back, obviously. So you've got a shitload of suspension on the back, but the only thing you've got on the front is those springs. And I don't know how well they do. I don't know if they're adjustable or what you can do with them, if anything. But I will be having a look, because I've got to take it apart and find out exactly where restriction is. I don't like friction. If I can get rid of any friction, I'll get rid of it. If I go in here, this is not going to be very funny for me. It's going to be hilarious for you. Oh shit. Ow! Oh, that's the back wheel gone under. Yeah, I said the seat's a bit further back than the other ones. I mean, like I say, I've got really short everything. And I know people are going to say to me, which one do you prefer? Well, number one, this one's lighter, and I think it's got the same battery in it. Number two, this has got folding handlebars, so you can store it away even better. So that's the second thing for it. And out of the box, you can actually fold the seat flat and then lock it down flat without doing anything, but the other one you can't. So that's another bonus for it. The suspension on the back feels the same. The front, I'm not so sure about yet. I know it must be doing something, but I don't know how much. The steering's lighter. This one hasn't got a bell, it's got a horn. It's just shit. I suppose it tells people that you're there. I don't know how. I've got to tell you something now. The people who didn't think Geoff actually exists, well, Geoff is actually building his own e-bike, and I'm helping him out, doing what I can for him, you know. So he's spending all his bloody time trying to get this e-bike done, and he did a video just to prove that he is who he is.
Hello Tony, hello people. I'm Geoff. Yeah, I do exist. No, I'm not the Stig, and no, I don't have big brass balls either. It was me that tested Tony's scooter, and yes, it's absolutely scary. And I backed off on the throttle when it still had more to go. It is absolutely bonkers. I'm just stupid. But at the end of the day, it's the only scooter that I would ride and feel safe on, because Tony built it. That's the reason I rode it. I know he's not going to build a load of rubbish, and I wouldn't trust anybody else to build a scooter and be that safe. The guy's a legend. This is the battery, guys, he built me, which I think the current video is showing. And this is the battery for this bike. This is a bike I built this year. Again, I couldn't have done it without Tony's help and advice. This frame I had a guy make for me. It was a good frame, but I changed a lot of it on it. This is sort of like a high-end build, really. The other bike that I showed before, that's quite a lump, pretty heavy. This one should be a lot lighter. This is a Maxxis 3K in this one, but all with high-end stuff, RockShox box of forks, RockShox back suspension, middle burn cranks, Hope Tech 4 brakes. This thing should be a bit of fun as well. So there you go, guys. I do exist, and Tony's just one in a million. Thanks again, Tony. This is the bike I built last year, guys. Once again, without Tony's help, I'd have never have got through this and built this. This is a Chinese enduro. This has got the Maxxis 5K motor on the back. I think the batteries are only a 20 amp hour. D&M suspension, upside down front forks. It's on 19-inch rims, Shimano brakes. There's a Sabaton 150 controller in this one with the screen. Again, guys, without Tony's help, I couldn't have built this. So, the guy's a legend.
Geoff's a bloody good friend of mine, you know. If you need something to do it doesn't matter what it is, he'd do it for you within reason. And I've got a few friends. I'm very selective on my friendship, but there's only really two people, maybe three or four, I don't know. But there's not many people who actually do everything for you. Anything you wanted to do, they'd just do it, wouldn't even argue. Call you a dickhead for it, but they wouldn't, you know. So that's why I built the battery for Geoff, because the poor bloke wants to get out and about, and he can't do because he can't build the bloody bike. Anyway, yes, Geoff does exist, and you know, if my back was alright, it wouldn't bother me about test riding these things. I can test ride this because it don't go very fast. Well, we've done 8 miles, and we still haven't even lost 1 bar. So according to my calculations, this will do about 1,000 miles on a charge, easily, I reckon. Probably double that. Was that IP tested now? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing, like the video and all that crap that I never say, but apparently I've got to. You're going to see more of this because I like it. I think I'm going to take it wherever I go. It's light, it's agile, it's fast, and above all, it's bloody comfortable. Apart from the seat, which I've got to get another one. It is worth it. I reckon it's worth it. Anyway, link in the description. I'm going home to bed now.